The Omicron surge has schools across America struggling with whether kids should be inside the classroom or if remote learning is safer for our students. So during the first week of January, students in Chicago have had neither, you guys, of in-person learning or virtual for the past couple of weeks because of a standoff between their teacher unions. And the Laura, Mayor Lori Lightfoot, she said at a press conference that I will not allow them to take our children hostage. I won't allow them to compromise the future of future generations of CPS students. We want our students and our teachers and our staff back on Friday. And anybody who does that will be paid. But for those who do not, they will not be paid. We will not pay you. We will not pay for an unlawful, unliteral strike. So, Andrew, the question is, do teachers have the right to stay home for their own safety? What do you think? What's your take? This has been the biggest news, the biggest topic during the first week of January.
I'm sorry. What happened? I'm sorry. Texting people. I'm texting the people right now because I'm worried of a breaking news that I just told y'all. So what happened?
Okay, so during the first week of January, students in Chicago, they have had neither of in-person learning or remote learning because of, the big Omicron surge in Chicago and with COVID. And the mayor, she said at a press conference that she will not allow this to happen. She will not allow this to take over with doing school. She will not allow students and teachers and her staff to take their children hostage of doing what's best for that district. And she goes on to say that anybody that refused of having our students back inside the classroom or remote learning will not be paid. So I want to ask you this, do they have the right to stay home for their own safety?
If it's an option, if it's a what's the word I'm looking for? If it's a choice, if it's optional, if it's optional, because I know some teachers are doing virtual academy. So if it's optional, but I'm quite confused. But who does not? We will not pay. I'm quite confused by that. But what do you mean by that? Like, are you saying that teachers that don't do in-person learning don't get paid?
Yeah.
Why? That's stupid. That's really stupid. Because what? Hey, since you don't want to do in-person learning, since you don't want to teach students at your school in person, we're just not going to pay you.
What about the safety of our teachers and our students? I mean,
but there's a whole periodic table going on.
This just made.
And there's a whole variant going on. The Omicron variant going on. This is a good one. How am I supposed to pay my bills? How am I supposed to pay? How am I supposed to pay my bills? I got car insurance to be paid for. I got a car payment to pay for. I got to get groceries for my kids. I got to pay house mortgage. How am I supposed to pay my bills? And my bills being paid? By you saying that since I don't want to do in-person learning, then then you're not, so you don't care about other people's safety. That's what it seems like to me. But when I asked you for some help, you could be like, well, you should have did in-person learning. What? What? I'm sorry. You say what? You should do in-person learning. Well, you know what? No, because I'll take my opportunities somewhere else. Because I have bills to pay. I need to keep food on my table, or else I'm going to be homeless. How am I supposed to support my kids? How? Next, you know, I don't have a car to go to work. Next, you know, I'm going to lose my house. How? Answer that question. Since you don't want to pay people that that doesn't want to do in-person learning, how else am I going to pay my bills? How else? Tell me. Because if I don't, I'm not going to have a car. I'm not going to have food. I don't have a place to live in. Don't have support for my kids. And next you know, the students that's at school going to be like, where my teacher go?
But wait, Andrew, there's more to the story. There's more.
Oh,
Yeah. Because as of Friday, January 14th, students walk out over COVID-19 in-person learning conditions in schools. Walkouts are happening in Chicago, Boston, New York City, and more. Public school students in Boston left their classroom at 10:30 a.m. on Friday to demand that local leaders take more initiative in reducing the spread of COVID-19 in schools and implement a 2-week period for remote learning. We will then stand there for exactly 10 minutes, 1 minute for every 100,000 new COVID cases found on the 2nd of January. According to a post from a student. Following the walkout, students held a webinar to discuss their fears about the handling of the pandemic in schools. And students at the virtual event recounted their urge to take action and keep their fellow students, teachers, and staff safe. So, and then a statement to ABC News, Boston Public Schools says that it believes deeply in students advocating for what they believe in.
as they should.
Yeah.
As they should.
Yeah.
As they should.
Yeah.
So props to them.
Yeah.
But I'm out at Chicago right now. I'm out of Chicago.
So now walkouts are happening all over the world now.
I wouldn't say that not necessarily over the world, but I will
Well,
tell
as
you
of now,
this.
the
Well,
time
as
is,
of now,
yeah, the time is
but
recording.
I tell you this.
I'm glad I'm not.
How about
teaching
this?
now.
You know, how about we do this? We do 1 full week of in-person learning. Actually, scratch that. Let's do 2 weeks of in-person learning, right? So let's do that. Then let's do another 2 weeks because there's 4 weeks in a month, right? Yeah, there's 4 weeks in a month. So let's do this. Let's do 2 weeks of in-person learning, and then the last 2 weeks of remote learning. Boom, done. Problem solved. Okay. So that way, not only, I think that's a great idea. 2 weeks of in-person learning and then 2 weeks of remote learning. That should be a good idea. That's a great idea. Don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah. That'd be a great idea there.
And yes, teachers are going to get paid. Yes, not like Chicago. If you want to do in-person learning, you're going to get paid. If you want to do online learning, you're still going to get paid. Unlike Chicago over here. Unlike Chicago. Yeah. That really took me.
I'm glad.
You know what? I'm not
I'm
going
a
to say
teacher now.
feet.
I
That
am
really pissed me
glad.
off. That really pissed me off. If you don't want to do in-person learning, you're not going to get paid.
Yeah, the mayor in Chicago. Yeah. Her words.
That really pissed me off. Really. That really did.